I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm from Clovis, California. Thank you for joining me today. I am coming to you with a project that is a 3x3 note card set. So many times you need a little gift, or you're going to maybe a retreat or a trip or something where there's going to be some swapping going on, and you want something quick and easy to do. Maybe you want a little gift for a neighbor or coworker or something. And so I'm doing something with very little stamping, and it's fairly quick and easy. So I'm going to show you that today. First, let's jump and let you know that this Wednesday is bingo. There's a link below. If you want to play bingo, you'll get 5 cards to make for our bingo. One is a gift. I've already done the bonus card on Friday. I'm like, what day is it? On Friday. And so you can see me create that card. You will get a kit for that. And I'll show it to you, and I'll grab one and show it to you. And then we'll play bingo, 4 games of bingo, and you can have a chance to win a $100 shopping spree at my Stampin' Up online store. And I will pay your first $100 if you are the winner. So, yay. I also have a really good consolation prize to give away. So that will be in bingo also. Tonight, I will be up past 11 o'clock because, where's my catalog? Because I get to put in my pre-order. So I'm super excited about it. I made a list and made another list and made another list, and I keep making a list like, what do I want? What do I want? It's a little different this time because the catalogs are all the 3-month, May, June, July. So they're 3 months at a time. So today's the first one that's that we're able to pre-order from. And so Wednesday is bingo. So I will do my unboxing on Thursday. I don't know what time, as soon as I can get everything together and organized. So probably during the day. There goes my trimmer in the trash can. My trash can here is very tall, and so it is a very good table that I put stuff on a lot, but it also falls in the trash. So if I ever lose anything, I try not to do it there. I have to stay up until 2. I know, Renee, it's rough. 2 would be rough for me, but trying to think I can get up so early in the morning to put everything together would be rough. I forgot my numbers. I wrote it down, but can't find it. I think most of them, but I want to make sure. Okay, so your numbers will be, bingo will be Wednesday, and I'll go over all of them beforehand. But if you email me, I'll look them up for you and send them to you, but I won't remember. So if you could send me an email or ask at the beginning of bingo on Wednesday, I'll let you know. But they will be in your receipt. So when you get your receipt, it should have it in there. Let's see. I have a huge list for tomorrow morning. So excited. I know, Stacy. Me too. Hi to Shauna. Hi, Steph. Me too. I'm super excited. I will be having a couple of classes with this new catalog. So I'm really excited about it. And then on Wednesday, I have something fun to show you. So something new and exciting. So remind me, new exciting Wednesday, I'll show you. All right. So anyway, bingo is this Wednesday at 5 o'clock. If you aren't able to make it, but you still want the kits, you definitely can do that. You just sign up like normal. The price for bingo really is you're paying for the kits. The kits, the class, the shipping, all that stuff. You'll get a video. You can come back and make your kits at your leisure. Bingo is just a bonus for that. May, I already have May posted. I do not have it signed up yet for registration. I will by Wednesday, but I just wanted to give you the date. So it is not open for registration yet, but it will be by Wednesday. And so that is coming in May. And yes, I will be doing a paper share. So as soon as I get everything put together, I'll start posting for that also. And let's see, what else? Oh, Paper Pumpkin. Don't miss out on Paper Pumpkin. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe. Now, don't forget, you can subscribe and then you can pause it. So if you see that you love this one, but you're not so fond of the next one, or it's not your style, or you don't have anybody to send it to, pause it and then go back the following month and continue on. Also, don't forget your add-on dies there, number 168665. I will be doing a class with the lakeside, with the waterside retreat suite. I have a lot of fishermen in my family, and I have a lot of fun ideas for this class. So haven't created it yet because I don't have the product, but I will be. It will be a product-based class. What I'm going to start doing with my product-based classes, just so you know, I am going to start having my class include pack of paper, the gems, the ribbon, and so on. I will put the bundle as an add-on, and that's where you get your discount anyway, is with the bundle. But if you're a demonstrator, because I do have a lot of demonstrators take the class, I'm going to make that as an add-on. That way you don't have to get it because you probably already have gotten it, okay? But for those of you that are taking the class, this way I will mail you your class kit. So prices are going to adjust some because I'm going to get the product for you. So for example, May 5th is the first day of the catalog. I'm going to put my registration for this class out, and let's say, X amount of people sign up. I will order the product at 11 o'clock at night, that night, or as soon as I can order. I will order your product for the class. This way we don't have to worry about things going out of stock, and, because it's a shorter window, and I think things are going to go a lot faster. And there's a few things that I think are going to go super fast. So there are a couple of classes that I'm going to be doing. And so I'm going to order those straight away. If your order is already in, I'll get those the first day. If you sign up after that, then I will still try to get them as long as they're in stock. And, we'll kind of go from there. So what time Central can Mary order? Central. Well, Mountain Time is midnight, and that's when it goes live, is Utah time, Mountain Time, which is only 1 hour ahead of me. I think Central is 2 hours ahead. So it'd be 1 o'clock a.m. and Eastern is 2 a.m. I think that's correct. Hi, Gloria. How are you? Cooler weather today. It's only 84 here right now. It's pretty nice. Thank you. I'm sorry. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah. No worries. Shipping is out of the world so high. It is. It is high. And so that's kind of, I got to figure that out because, getting the kits and then reshipping them, there's like double shipping, but I pay shipping. I'm paying anyway. We'll have to figure that out, but that's kind of what I'm thinking, just so you guys don't miss out on product. I placed an order today. I can't believe how much prices are going up. Prices are going up everywhere. It's crazy. It really is crazy. You guys do not want to know. My husband was at the lake. He has a little sailboat out there, and he was out there, and the gas out at the lake, $9.99. It's not that expensive here. I think it's like $5 something, but at the lake, $9.99. And he's like, I will be taking my own gas out there. So anyway, I guess if you're out there playing and, if somebody has jet skis or whatever, they need gas, they're going to pay for it. All right, so let's get busy with our project. I'm really excited about it. It was really fun. I've tried some different sizes. So I've done lots of boxes in the past. And so this one is a little taller, no, a little shorter, but a little wider. This one's a little deeper and a little shorter. I think it goes, so just a tad, and definitely taller. And so I was playing with different sizes. This is more 3x3. This one's not. So I decided to go with the 3x3 because I have envelopes that are 3x3. 3x3 is a great card. And I wanted to show you, kind of tell you what another thought is for these cards. So I'll let you know as we go along. But here is the project, and I'll show you the inside. We are using the Lovely Blossoms DSP. Now, I know that the bundle is out, but you're not going to need the bundle. Okay, so everything we're doing today, you don't need the bundle. So that means you don't need the stamp set. All right. Oh, I take that back. Fibber that I am. I did do just a note on top of here, but you don't have to do that. You could use, we're using ephemera, and so you could use some ephemera and pop that up there. So we'll do that today. I did stamp a flower in the background there too. It's very, very faint because that's how I wanted it. So I did do that on the front, but you don't have to. You can change that up. So I will show you that. So let's open up this. We're going to do the cards first. So I'm going to show you what I did. All right. So here it's just one piece of DSP, not even a whole piece. And then I have my envelopes, my 3x3 envelopes that we have. So make sure you get some of those. Those are great to have on hand. Now, these are just some little cards, and my thought on this was you could also put a little hole here in the corner, and it could be a tag. See, I didn't even do the insides. I didn't do them fancy. I wanted quick and fast, but you could do a tag, and you could just put a little hole, add some twine on it, and, you know, hang it off of something. So you could just do a bunch of tags. You don't have to put envelopes in it if you do them as tags. So I'm going to bring this just, let's see. All right, let's just start with this one. So what I did is I brought in a bunch of paper, and I've already kind of pre-cut some stuff. So this is what's going to be our box. And this is 6 by 10 1/4. And I've got the measurements for you, so I'll give them to you in a little bit. We're going to do thick white cardstock, and we're going to burnish these. I've already scored them and cut them. So they're just 6 by 3, so they end up being 3 by 3. So I like to just make sure that they're nice and even. I actually was lucky and went and got a massage today. About 2 weeks ago, no, maybe a week and a half ago or so, I went to pick up my grandson, and I could feel like a pull in my neck. I made 4 here. I felt a pull in my neck, and I was like, oh no. And it's just been bothering me. It gets stiff overnight, and then I'm just like, oh man. And so I went and got a massage today. And of course, you know how after you get a massage, you're sore. And I'm a little sore now, but that's okay. It'll go away. Is this set gone already? No, it's still here. It just happens to be out of stock right now. I did not look at the date when it was coming back. So I'm not really sure, but I'll have to look that up. I'll look that up real quick for you so you know when it's coming back, because it is a fantastic set. Let me sign in on my phone here real fast. My phone doesn't like to recognize who I am when I have my glasses on. It gets a little weird. Okay, so inventory report. What's nice is when you're a demonstrator, you can go right on and look at ordering, and then inventory status report, and it'll tell us when that's coming back in. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, so a couple things. We're going to be using the Moody palette glossy dots. They're coming back April 13th. So that's when those will be coming back in. And let me get past this other. You know, it's so funny. I try to get on and use something that's not out. And then, of course, I'm thinking, oh, DSP's there. Okay, so March 23rd. So keep looking for this week. Even though it says today's date, it's the week of. And so hopefully it'll be coming back in any day. All right, so, all right. Now, let's see. California has some of the most expensive gas in the country. Boy, Stacy, you are right. All right, so what we're going to do is I used these. So you're going to see, like on this one, we're going to use this little guy here and this one. So I'm just going to pile these up right now so I can show you where I got everything from. So the first one, we'll do this one. And we're going to do these two. Okay. And then I'm using this for my white flowers, and I'll show you where I got that in a little bit. So we'll do that one first. The next one, I used this, which is the back side of this beautiful paper, and that's in the regular sheet. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to use these two. So right here, this one and this one, and I'm going to use my blue for the flowers. All right, so we'll set those aside. Now, the next one, I use the blue again, which is the back side of this one. Okay, so we'll use this one for this. Then I took a piece of this paper, which is the same papers from the scrap of, where did it go? The scrap of the box. I took it. Uh-oh, here's one. Where's my other one? Who knows? All right, well, we might have to find another one. I just had them in my hand a second ago, so it's got to be here somewhere. Not on the floor. We'll find it. And so we did this one here. And then the last one, again, I got another piece of the petal pink. And then I used the reverse side. Oh, no, I didn't. I used this one. I used this and this, a little bit of those. And these are 2-inch squares. Okay, so I used that for this one. And that's this one, this one, this one. Oh, I forgot my envelope over here. Okay, so we'll put those together. So let me grab this right here. Hopefully my scrap piece here is 2 inches. It is not, so I'll grab another piece out of, I have several folders over here because sometimes you got to just grab a certain one out of a certain colors that you want. Right, here's my 2 inches. So, all right, so we're going to grab 2 inches. I'm going to cut this one. Let's go this way, 2 inches. This one has a lot of flowers here. What we're going to do is cut this at an angle. And so I'm going to cut it like this. I like to slide it down into here and then put that tip up there. I start in the middle and then go like that. And it really doesn't matter how it's going to go, how your images are going to go. You just need to have them, you know, at an angle because you're just cutting your square. All right, so there's that. All right, so we'll put this aside. We'll start with this one. All right, so super simple. We're going to leave the insides blank. If you want to get creative, you can also add your secrecy and then white and make them thicker. But I wanted to just show you, you could put a hole and just make these little tags to hang from a gift. And I wanted to show you how quick you can make something that's fairly easy. And then I thought, oh, I like that side too. So, you know, you got to pick and choose your sides. So let's do these. All right. I wanted my diamond shapes to go up and down. You could make them go this way if you want. And that's the whole thing about, you know, DSP and how do you want it to go? I'm going to have it go this way. We're just going to put that on there. I didn't want them too thick. Number one, they're fitting in a box. Number two, I don't want them too bulky and, you know, so I just wanted them kind of small. So we're going to take our first layer and I'm going to start using a little bit of my liquid glue because it's faster sometimes, as long as it's working. Come on, as long as it's working. I just filled it up not long ago, but I think I sat it out here the other day and I went somewhere and I think it dried up just a little bit on me. So let's see if we can get it to work. There we go. once you get it working. All right, so we're gonna do this one as the triangle. So it should be pretty close because the card is 2 by 2, or excuse me, 3 by 3, but the DSP on here is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Okay, so it's a little bit smaller. All right, so we're going to do that. This one we're going to pop up, so we're going to put dimensionals on it. Okay, somebody had asked me about how I do my adhesive dimensionals with the tape and everything. I don't remember which video it was on, I couldn't find it. But if you are on here, let me know or send me a message and I'll do a video real quick at the end. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of decide where I want this because I'm putting my sentiment right here. And this actually looks like it was the same piece. How funny. And so I'm just going to do it right here. And just center it. And I just kind of, I think it needs to go to the right a tiny bit. I just kind of look to see that the measurement looks about the same. Without trying to stick my head in there. All right, that's good enough. Now, I wanted little flowers, but I wanted to make it quick and simple, right? Are you cutting them 1/8 smaller? These, yeah, because once you cut them out, okay, let me show you. Once you cut them out of here, unless you're exactly on the line, it's going to be just a tad off your measurement. So let me just double check on what size these are. The ones I had to cut, I did do them at 2. And yeah, these are 2. Yeah, they're 2 by 2, but sometimes you know, when you cut these off, like I might have a little bit of this on here, so you might have to sliver a tiny bit off. And so so they are cut down a tiny bit. So I wanted to do flowers, but I wanted to do something quick and simple. So I looked in my punches because I don't get rid of my punches. And I pulled out this punch. And of course it is retired. But I wanted these little flowers. So I'm going to punch 3 little flowers. I know I'm doing it with my sore hand. And yesterday, whew, I was working on a project and boy did it make my hand sore. But that's okay. All right. I don't want all the trash all over my desk, so we'll just do it like this. All right. All right, so there's our 3 flowers for this card. And now, like usual, I'm going to take them and put them in my hand. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of personality here. I like to just kind of squish them up a little bit. All right, so there are those. Hi, Kimberly, how are you? All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to put these on dimensionals. This is already on a dimension. I mean, it's already lifted, so I'm going to put these on. So I'm going to bring out my minis. All right, and we're just going to add it right on the middle, on the bottom. I'm going to do the middle one first. I just do. It just that way I can look at it and make sure that the spacing is good. Although if you look at your square, it's pretty easy. Oops. All right, and then once I put them on, right about here, then I like to take my pokey tool or your finger or whatever, and I really push them down so that those dimensionals grab that paper and hold on to them. Then I'm going to make a little bow. And I'm going to do this one with my hand. And I've also started kind of using these yesterday because my tendonitis is killing me. So I find these are a little easier, but a little awkward. I have to get used to them. But they are easier than it having to go here and me using my thumb so much. It makes a difference. So I'm going to try them. I've had them forever, I just don't use them. All right, so we're going to take this, put it on our dimensional, on our glue dot, and then pull it off. And then we are going to, I should have pulled it off this way. I'm going to slide it under here, under the flower, so it sticks really good right there. I'm going to bring my little things down, and we're going to cut these shorter. They don't have to be super short, but I don't want them super long either. All right, so there's that. And we are going to look at our ephemera, which, what did I do with it? Here it is. All right, so I've used some. Hopefully the ones I need are on here. Let's see. Hello. Oh, here it is. I was like, I know, I thought these were the ones still had them on there. All right, so here's our little hello. Now, sometimes you'll see like the little paper notches right there. You can take a little file and just kind of smooth those off. And these are just little files on Amazon, little nail blocks, I think they're called. And we're going to add our dimensionals right here. Right there. And then I'm going to put that, I want to see the center of the flower, so I'm going to move that right. Oh, I think I need to take those off a little bit better. Okay. I've gotten rid of a couple punches, but that's if it goes with a weird image that I'm not going to keep the stamp set for. However, I have seen things come back and the punch that you had before works. And so I was like, oh, but do I really want to hold on to those in thoughts that they might come back? I don't know. All right, we're going to go with, I tend to use the small, I run out of the small of everything more. So I decided that the large actually fits pretty good on here with them, these flowers. So I'm using the large because I run out of smalls all the time when I'm doing stuff. Because I usually do a large and a small and then another small somewhere else. Or a large, medium, and a small. Or if I do bingo or whatever, I give those out and then I'll have as large as left. So there we go. So there's card number 1. How cute that is. Pretty simple. I love how the word just kind of pops out. It's nice and, you know, light and airy and whatever. So we're going to put those over there. All right, so let's go to the next one. Let's do another flower one. So this one, super simple again. This is the reverse side of that beautiful paper. So we are going to add that. So this is really quick and simple. Wait till you see how simple the box is. All right, I have a box board and an envelope board and all that. And I thought of doing, oops, I'm going to turn this over because I can see the back of that like a little bit. So I'm going to turn it over so that it's on this side. So I can, the front looks all nice and closed and I can adjust that later if I want. We're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to take the blue. Now again, you're looking at stripes. Do you want them this way or this way? I tend to go horizontal. Oh, but I love that paper. But it didn't match. I was going to change it, but it didn't match. So we're going with this. And I really like that a lot of these cards match the front and the outside. All right, so we're going to go, should have went to the left a little bit. See, with liquid, you can just adjust it a little bit and move it over. All right, we're going to add dimensionals to here. Same thing. I don't remember if I added one in the middle. Let's see. Oh, I did on the, yeah, maybe I did. Oh, I don't think I did on this one. But it's actually, doesn't seem like it's caving in or anything, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so we're going to put one there. Again, you want to do top and bottom And I think if you're, see, I'm over to the right a little bit more, which means this paper's probably to the right a little more than it should be, but that's okay. But I want the sides to be even. Okay, even enough for me. All right, we'll add that. Now we want blue flowers. So I got the Secret C, and again, we're gonna do 3 flowers. 2, 3. I don't recommend you doing that on your glass. All right, thank you, Pat. All right, so again, we're going to take these, do the same thing. Look how quick and simple. Realize that people are not going to get these same cards. Now, the other thing you can do is not put any sentiments on them. Just have them, give them to somebody. You could either give them a sheet of these ephemera pieces. You could just poke out a few smaller ones to go with this. I mean, it's totally up to you. Now, these I glued, so we're just going to glue one right here. Oh, this is the problem, though. I usually move it over so I don't get stuck. All right, here's this one. Oops. Before I lay that one down, I got to do another bow. We got to put our bow in between and underneath our flowers. All right. Oops. All right. Another bow. All right, now we're going to need our glue dots to keep that to stay in one spot. I'm going to notice I'm going from the top now to take it off because we're going to take this over and we're going to slide it right there. It doesn't have to, you know, be all crazy underneath because you're going to add those other 2 flowers. Oh, this has liquid glue, so I can still move it, get it where I want it. All right, so there's that. And then we'll take this one that I've already added glue right up here. And I just kind of make where my petals kind of intertwine with each other. And then I'm going to move these up. And I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it like right here. All right, so you have all of your petals. I should have used glue dots or something so they stay still for a while, but we'll do this very carefully. All right, and then we're just going to trim these off. You don't need them super long. All right, and then we are going to get our sentiment, which is just a note, hoping that they're on here. Just a note might be gone already. I'm going to do thanks. We'll do thanks on this one. Oh, I think I did thanks on another one. Let's see. Thank you and thanks. Okay, so we're going to do thanks. So we're going to get this one out over here. And then the thank you one right here. We're going to use this one. And am I blind? All right. Just a note. I want a small one. Best wishes. Nah. Oh, sweet baby. This one would be good with a sweet baby. Let's do that. Because if you're doing a baby gift and you can just drop this in as a little baby gift, and it's got like a petal pink and blue. So let's do that. Pink sweet baby. Obviously, I must have used the just a note one on something else, but that is okay. But what is nice is for somebody to have it blank ones that they can just pull up what they need. All right, so we're just going to put Sweet Baby right here. That's cute. And we need some gems, so let's get our white. And I did large ones again. And my flowers are moving because they're not dry. And one more. There we go. I get to go to Texas next month, and I get to go to Buc-ee's. I'm so excited. All right, so there we go. So super cute. Another one. So let's set that aside. Me too. No, it's an old one. This is the old, I can't remember what the name of it is. I want to say Regal something, Regal Flowers, or I don't remember. Now I put the names on them, but I guess I didn't on this one. All right, let's see. Me too, Carrie Sue. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Okay, so there's that one. Oops, regular minis. I'll be grabbing the wrong ones, and I know I need them again, so let's see. All right, so here's one. We are going to do this one. So same idea. I want the diamonds to go one way, so we're going to put those on. Now my doggy's outside. My husband's working. He's painting, and we're still doing our cabinet, slowly but surely. I think this weekend is going to be inside cabinets. He's doing the fronts and the doors and everything now. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to pop these up. So let's take these two and turn them over. And I'm going to use minis because we want to get close in those corners if we can. So we're just going to get fairly close. Oh. All right, this one is a little too close to the edge. There we go. Oh my goodness. So our neighbors last year, if you guys remember, they got a pool. Well, they're using it. So this year, they have been out there quite a bit. So whenever my dog goes out, he likes to let them know that he can hear them out there. So I'm just bringing it in so you can see a little bit of your edge. Just to give it a little more. If you had it all the way to the edge, you won't get to see all the paper. So I like to move it to the edge a little bit. There we go. It doesn't have to be exact or anything, just close. All right, we're going to take our thank you. And I did minis again. Sorry, I can hear, I know you guys can hear that barking. My husband doesn't think of that. You know, he's like, oh, we'll go outside so we don't bother her, but he's right out my window. Okay, so I thought that was cute with a diagonal. We're going to do another bow. This kind of ties your cards all together when you're doing it as a set. You can, I'm going to do that shorter. Add a little ribbon, a little embellishments, and that helps tie everything together, even though we know it all came from the same paper. I also did two with the Secret C background paper and two with the petal pink, which is what the front of the card has. So it kind of helps tie that in. All right, same thing. Add our bow. And I'm just going to tuck it right here, kind of in the middle. And what I like to do is just kind of make sure that glue dot is up under the bow, so it's not seen or sticking to anything else. We're going to cut these just a little. All right, and then we'll add embellishments. And this time I added the cloud cover ones because there is cloud cover in the stripes of the flowers. And these triangles here, those are cloud cover too. Yes, Regency Park. Thank you, Sharon. I kept thinking Regency something, and I just couldn't. And then I said, maybe it's not Regency, it's Regal. Maybe it was Regal. And I kept going back and forth. But I kept thinking it was Regal something, but Regency, that's it. I went that a little shorter. All right, I added, so these are going to be different. This one had a large flower at the top, so I put an embellishment there, and then I put just 2 here. So this one, I'm going to do 2 here. So I'm going to do 1 here and 1 here. And then I think I'll do the large one right here in the middle there at the bottom. So there's that one. So that's your third one. All right, 1 more and we can do the box. Yay! All right, so this one, it's the same idea. We're going to take this, although I love that side. We need it a little more subtle. We're going to add this on here. Oh, same thing. It's a little off on the folding, a tiny, tiny bit. So I'm going to turn it. I don't mind if it's off just a little bit. Kind of is easier to open the card, but I don't want it to be on the top. All right. Now this one, we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to put the green, again, diamonds going down up here. Okay, same idea. We're going to show a little bit of the pink around, and then we're going to put this one down here. Now we have stripes on the other side. That doesn't look as exciting. So, and we want this pretty print. And I like the print part on top, and then we put the diamonds in the back because you can see enough of it, but you really want to see this. Make sure your leaves are going the right way. All right, easy enough. And then we need our twine again. If you have a bow maker or however you make your bows, I like these because they're a little, I call them sloppier bows. They're just not like the bow maker makes them just so exact. And these are a little more natural looking, and I like to do that a lot with the twine. All right, I'm going to push that up so it's all under the knot. And we're going to put it right here. All right, and now I'm going to cut these off a little bit. We're going to add our thanks here. 3 should be good. And I did that right. Notice I put the bow in between the 2 squares. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to just put it right along the line right here. And just put that there. And now I have the dark secret C in the middle of the flowers. So I'm going to bring that out now. And see if I can find small and large right here. I use these a lot. And so I just did the large and the small. And then I just took the small and just put it down somewhere in that corner. All right, so here are the cards. And then we'll start the envelope. So card, 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 and card. So here's all your cards that go with your envelope. So they're all the same suite. All the same DSP from the suite, I should say. We didn't need to stamp anything yet. And so there are the cards. All right, now we're going to move to the box. And we will do a little bit of stamping, but you don't have to. All right, so let's put those aside. So I'm going to give you the measurements to this. When we're done, so don't worry about that. But it's really easy. Although I did multiple versions yesterday. All right, we're going to do, thank you. Be careful when you open up your boxes and you're getting rid of your stuff, because my husband just brought me these. He was tearing the boxes down to throw away, and I forgot my pins in there. They must have gotten underneath one of the flaps. So, careful. All right. I'm not going to make this much bigger because this is going to go away really soon, but I'm going to show you. You want your paper to start out at 6 by 10 and a quarter. Okay. So I'm going to start with the 6 down, and I'm doing it on my score, my Simply Scored board, but you can do it on your trimmer if you'd like to. I really love this, especially if I'm doing a lot of them. So you're going to put this on, and you want your first scoring to be 1 3/8 on both sides. So I just go to 1 3/8 and go down. I'm going to flip it 1 3/8 and go down. Now remember, this is like a card base. You want to score on the pretty side, the side you want your box to be the outside, because you're going to fold it like this. Okay. So, and remember, don't do it too hard. It's DSP and it'll rip it. So you don't want to rip it. Okay. So 1 3/8 on both sides. Now you could do 1 3/8 and then you can come over to 4 9/16 and do it on this side too, but it's easier. Just flip your paper. There's no direction on this, which is also very nice. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to turn it on your 10 1/4 side, and you're going to score at 1/2. You're going to score at 3 5/8. Now I have my markers up here. 3 5/8, which also is very helpful when you're doing a lot of them. 5, 8 1/8, and 9 1/2. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. And I'm going to write the measurement. I have it up here for you, and I'll show you. All right, so don't worry about that. I'll give you all the measurements. All right, now what you're going to do, and I have a cheat picture that I took that I'm going to show you also. So let me see if I can just pull that up for you. All right, so this is what it's going to look like when we're done. Okay, so I will show you what that looks like, and I'll show it again when I show the measurements. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, so now what you're going to do is you have the small, it was like this, so you scored at 1/2 inch. The small inch you are going to fold over, okay, and we are going to glue it. All right, so fold it over and glue it. You want to burnish everything though, so fold everything over. I start with what I did. I did the sides first. I'm going to do those. I did the small, and then I just move my way. Make sure I feel them all. And I also make sure that the edges match up when I burnish them. Okay, so I'm going to go like this. I make sure my edges are matched on that line, because you know how it might not fold exactly right. And then I turn it over so I can see them again. It's easier to see like this. Make sure all your lines are even. All right, so here we go. All right, so there we go. So there's our piece. Now we need our glue, and we are going to fold this piece up. Oh, let me get rid of this. All right, we're gonna glue this whole piece right here. You don't want a whole lot. You don't want it squishing out. It won't and it's definitely gonna hold, so you don't need a whole lot. All right, and then we're just gonna fold that over and leave it like that. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we are going to fold, we're gonna do a little bit of scoring on the top. Not scoring, but cutting. So we are going to cut down, okay, so this is the bottom. We are going to cut down 1 1/2, but you want to go all the way down here, all 2. Okay, so just go down your first 2 squares. So I'm using these again. It's my first time using these on a big project. So we'll see how this goes with my hand. And then we're going to go on this one. Sometimes it's hard to see the line. I want to go all the way down. Okay, now you're going to go your first score and then some. Okay, so I just do about a third down. Okay, so just about a third, doesn't have to be exact, but about a third down. All right, and I can tell right here this needs to be straightened out a little bit. And that's the thing is using new scissors. I feel like a crazy person right now. Okay, so there are those. So we'll take those off. So far, this is where we're at. Okay, so what's going to happen is when you fold your box up, these are going to be your inside flaps, and this is going to come over. That's your lid. Okay, but now we need to worry about the rest of our box. So we're going to cut here. All right, and I need my other scissors. I like to do it with my larger ones. I think they're easier. All right, because I am not going straight at all. All right, so we're going to go straight up, and then we need to wedge. And you just wedge a tiny, tiny bit and up to that corner, okay? So we're going to go straight up right here, and then you're going to wedge just a tiny bit, okay? Like this much. You don't need a whole lot. You just, what happens is when you start folding your box up, and then these are the same size, and then this sticks out like that, you don't want your edges to stick out. So it's good to just do a little wedging right there. All right, now we're going to do this one. You're going to go up this one. Same thing, just to that first score line. And this side, and you're going to wedge. And you want to make that wedge to your corner right there. You don't want it to be too far apart or too close. If it's too far apart, you're going to get a big gap, and you don't want that. So remember, if you're looking at the pointy end of your scissors where they're going to, then that's where you'll go. And these also, you don't need them that long. So I do about, yeah, probably a third. I cut a third off. Doesn't have to be. And that also helps you not have that weird edge, okay? Now, this one is really crooked. I'm going to straighten that up a little bit. All right, that looks good. This one can be straightened up. Now I'm going to turn it over because I'm right-handed, so it's easier to do it right here. Okay, so straighten those up a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to bring in a corner rounder because I want to round my corners of my box. So I have this corner rounder that's really easy. Oh, I don't think I got it in there all the way. All right, let's get that in there. There we go. And then this one. Okay, I'm not getting it. You got to really get it in there on this one. It's a weird one. There we go. Okay, now I also want to do these. So bend everything back. So you're just doing that. I can bend this back too. Down and down. So you just get that corner and put it in there. I'm going to open it up, get this corner. This one. So just bend it. I'm going to leave that lid down and bend it so I can get this side. You don't want to accidentally get a piece behind it on accident. Okay, so those are all rounded. Everything at the top, although this one does not look rounded like I want it. So we're going to try that again. I don't know why this one is just weird. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, now we're ready to put it together. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue these right here in the middle. So if you lay it all down like this, all right, and now that I've folded that in, I'm just going to burnish this just a little bit more. And now we're going to put glue on these 2 tabs. All right, so we're going to put it on the outside because it's going to adhere to the inside of this. And I'm going to do this one too, because if it starts to get a little tacky, that's good. Less mess. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one up, bring this over, and you're focusing again, of course, on the bottom of the box. Right here, you want it to be nice and flush right there. All right, we're going to put those in there. All right, same thing. We're going to go to this side now. And I like using liquid glue, but if it's easier for you to use tear and tape or Seal Plus or whatever your preference is, I just like using liquid because I know it's not going to go anywhere. However, last night I was doing a project and I'm going to be traveling with it. So I had to use tear and tape, and then I realized I made a mistake on all of them. So I had to go back and undo them all and redo them. And thank goodness I used tear and tape and it was okay. It worked out fine. All right, now we're going to do, now if you notice, you do this first because you want the front to go over. So you have this nice clean front of your box and your seam is going to be back here. Okay, so make sure when you do it, you're doing the back of the box first with your little flaps. Okay, now let's open this up. Are you guys excited for the new, you guys are buying your March online exclusives? Has anybody been getting those? There's some really cute items on there. Really cute. But wait until you see the rest. That's coming in May. And if you're a demonstrator, hopefully you have your list ready. Don't forget your catalog. You want to make sure you get your catalogs. Again, the 27th is the last day I'm cutting off my catalog, so make sure your address is up to date. And if you've not purchased from me and you don't have a demonstrator and you need one, I'd love for you to buy from me. And just make sure you go on my the online store, choose me as your demonstrator, and get your address put in there, and I will get a catalog to you. All right, there we go. So you see, you want to make sure it's nice, and you don't want it hanging over. If it's a little shy, which you really can't, this doesn't look really shy right here, but like maybe right here it looks a tiny bit shy. That's because I am not the most super straight cutter, but you don't want it hanging off the edge in the back, and it doesn't, so that's good. All right, that's our box. So now we're going to close it up, and I'm going to do the front. Now, I did these for a project, and I did them the wrong size. So here they are sitting on my desk, and I said, oh, look, it matches perfect. So use what you've already got. It's going to save you a ton of time. So for the white, and this is where some stamping comes in, but you do not have to. But I am going to use my cloud cover, and I am going to stamp off as soon as I find my paper here. I have notes on here. It's a nice clean sheet other than notes, so you can't see my notes because that would give too much away. I'm going to turn that off, stamp off once, and then stamp, but I'm going to kind of push and hold it there too, because I definitely want to make sure that, you know, I get some color on there. It's just very, very, very light. Okay, just gives it a little bit of image because the words I'm using are not very big. And so I don't want those little words with nothing on there. All right. Can I tell you how excited I am for the new ink pads? I am so excited for them. So, like I said, I might have to give you a little tiny sneak peek on video for Bingo Wednesday, but definitely Thursday I will have an unboxing as soon as I get it all put together. All right, I'm just going to put this right across the middle. So there you go, right across the middle of your flower. Easy peasy. Now, what we're going to do is I have to grab my white liner tape. I used it all up last night, so I need to grab another one. I did a lot of stuff last night. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this ribbon, and I'm using the Secret C. This is called the faux linen ribbon. And so what I'm going to do is let's close the box. Okay, remember, be very gentle. It is DSP. All right, so, okay, I'm going to show you this. See how it's hard to put in? I forgot. Let me show you this. So what I did is I am going to wedge a little bit right here and a little bit right here. Get to that edge, and you want to go all the way to that score line. Okay, they're still kind of rounded. The corners are not blunt. You could cut them again if you want, but I don't mind this. So now it should, if I cut enough, should go in just fine. Okay, so that's what you want to do, is cut that down just a tiny bit. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ribbon and I'm going to put it on the box around it, and I want to make sure that I can make a bow. And that's probably more than enough. So I'm going to go to like right here. And hopefully that's enough. And we are going to add our ribbon. So what I did is I took the box and I put it on my grid here. So 10... it's to 13 1/4, so I'm just going to go down like an 1/8. And so now I know where'd my pencil go? My center line is 1, 2, 3. My center line is right about here. So I'm going to draw myself just a little line so I know where it's at. And I'm not going to put it on the bottom. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm just going to go straight up. And the tape is fairly straight. If it's not exact, I'm not too concerned. It's close enough. All right, and then I go just below. I don't want the tape to hang out over the top. I'm going to do the same back here. So I'm going to go 10 here and here. So I just go to my center spot. And then just let your tape like lay straight, and you can tell that it's pretty close. All right, and then I pull it up a little bit. So like I said, you want to go down just a little bit. You don't want it to go all the way to the top. All right, now we are going to find the front again, which is this one, and I'm going to do the front first. I'm going to get this off carefully. All right, now again, take your ribbon, and I'm going to put my box in the ribbon and figure out the bottom. And you know where the bottom is, and your top is even, okay? Now I'm going to take this. I'm holding this at the bottom so I know it's not going to go anywhere. And then I'm going to adjust this and get it to go right up the center. Okay, then I'm going to turn it over, and now I can see this in the back and my white liner. All right, so now we're going to pull this and go straight up and again. Okay, so this is the front again. Now you're going to want to check it again. This is the front. Now we are going to take your blue, your back circle, whatever you decide to do it on, and I'm going to add some tape. We're going to take some twine, and I like to do it in a figure 8. All right, so we're going to start it. I'm going to do it like this because I want it lengthwise. Yeah, lengthwise. We're going to start it on the bottom left, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to let it loop Oh, except this one's getting kind of crazy. Okay, hold on, take it off. It's a new one. So get your bone folder, kind of pull it straight so it's a little easier to work with. All right, now let's try it again. We're going to go hanging off, and I want it to loop. But you don't want super loop. You know, it's a small box, so you just want it to come a little bit off. And then, oh, come on, come on. And then we're going to push it on there. And we're going to go down here for another loop. And it should kind of naturally loop because of the way it was on the roll. Okay, so we're going to go farther over here because it wants to loop this way, which is fine. Except now it's acting up. All right, so stick it down. I want it to cross over because I don't want it to look like I made it one side than the other. Okay, but that's not long enough. So we're going to come here and here. And we can pull once we get it put on. All right, we're going to go there. We're going to come here. And the other thing what I like to do is I like to have, if it comes out here, I want it to be out here at the end. So this one's getting really weird on me, but that's okay. We're going to do it that way. We're going to put something on top of these so we can get this to work. It'll be fine. All right, so let's set that aside. Let's put our dimensionals on back of the top, the sentiment one. And I'm just going to, I like to do, like, here's the top. So I like to do top and bottom just so I know. I don't know why, it really doesn't matter, but I like to do it that way. And there's nothing really going in the middle, and it's pretty small. I'm not too worried about it being, okay, I think these are too big. So we're going to pull this one up a little bit. This one up. This one. Over. All right, and then this one will be down. All right. So, and if you want them sideways, or I want them kind of at an angle. So I'm going to angle them, and I'm going to add this, and getting this to be in the center because you're trying to look at your strings and you want to make sure they're laying how you want them, and you want to get the circle in the middle. So just kind of do that. Gloria, it probably will be after 3 by the time I get everything and get it labeled, and because I like to have it somewhat organized so I can show you guys. So it probably will be after 3. I have to look at my calendar, but all right. So now I don't want it too sticking up too much. So I'm going to lay it down right on top, but we have the white sticking up. So I'm looking at top, bottom. I'm looking at the A right in the middle of the sentiment. And that's right on the line. Okay, now you want to open it and get your hand in there and make sure. Oops, see, I moved it. Darn it. There we go. Just make sure that's good. Now, if you wanted to on the sides, what you did, take your bone folder and just kind of, you know, go back and forth. Make sure that they're on there good. Check this again now that I flipped it around. All right, so that's good. And these might be just a little long on this one, but that's okay. All right, so there's that. Now we are going to put our cards inside. Oh, we won't put our cards inside. Let's just close this up. We need to put our gems on here though. And the only ones that I didn't want white because that's too white. And there's no green, so I'm going with the Secret C. And I'm going to put a large one here with a small one up here. And I did another large one. Oh, no, I didn't. I did a small one this time. Usually I do a small one, but I'm trying to use up my large ones. But because it's such a small box. And then we just tie our little bow. Now, the secret of tying a bow on something like this is start it out very small. Like make your little bow right here really small because you can work with it. Take this one over get it to go through where you want it. Oops, you might need it a tiny bit bigger because my fingers are fat. Go over, get it under, and you get this little bow right here. Okay, see how tiny it is? But now you've got something to work with. So now you can pull it back out. You can get your circle where you want it, your knot. Okay, and then you can bring these back in, pull again, bring them back in, and you can just keep adjusting until you get that bow you want. And then I like to put my fingers in, except they're so little, and pull it a little tighter, and there you go. So there's your cute little bow, and you can work on it, turning it, or whatever you want. There you go, and here are your cards. Da, 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 da. And this one. All right, that is it, everybody. So let me show you your measurements before you go. Here you go. So, oh, that's the wrong card. Wait a minute. Cut image. I put the measurements on here. Okay, this is an old one. Oh, I didn't change the picture. That's what happened. All right, hold on. Hold on. Well, we're just going to go with this. Sorry about that. Apparently, I decided not to change the picture, but the measurements are correct. That's what I get for multitasking. And let's see. Yay! It's fixed now. Hopefully you guys can see it. There you go. So those are the correct measurements. I'll go back to the cut image so you can get a screenshot or whatever of that. Let's see. Renee says, my list is ready, but my bank account, right? Sadly, too true. Usually I start with the end colors, the blends, ink, cardstock, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Did you say unboxing Thursday? Yes. You always do such a nice job of your project. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I appreciate it. Thanks, Gloria and Stacy and Nika. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, I am really excited about the unboxing. From what I understand, the Glimmer pens are not available quite yet. They haven't received them yet for us to get them in our pre-order. However, I have one, so I will show it to you. If you are doing the scrapbook retreat, which I got, oh my gosh, the stuff in that, I'll show you guys that too on Thursday. But the scrapbook retreat, I am not a scrapbooker, but I thought, you know what? The theme is happy something. They had some fun floral pages, but they had some masculine, you know, pages. They had like some plaid and stuff. And I have lots of boys, grand boys. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. And I'm going to take time and do it on the day that it's being done. So it's April 29th, 30th, and May 1st, I believe, is when the retreat is. And so I am going to do it this time. So I hope you guys do. But the Golden Glow Shimmer pen is in there. So I was opening, and the white gel pens. So I was opening it up and I was like, ooh. So I'm guessing if you're a customer and you order that, you're going to get it in your box. So you're going to get it early. So I'm excited. I haven't even looked at everything yet, but you get like 4 stamp sets. You get a lot of stuff. So I'm definitely going to do that album. So it'll be fun. We'll see. I won't do it online, but I'll show it to you guys when I'm done with it. Maybe if it comes out okay. Let's see. Are you going to show the dimensionals tonight? Oh, I sure can. Yep. Hold on one second. Let me grab them because I love doing this. So, all right, give me 1 second. Let me grab my stuff and let me get this off my desk so I don't get it taped all over the place. All right. So I'm going to show you with regular because I just did minis. And so I have a whole drawer full of dimensionals here. Let me grab one. All right. And I will also, are the shimmer pens translucent? No. The one I did is blue at the onstage, and the gold one I haven't tried yet. But the blue one, it comes out a beautiful blue. I mean, I wouldn't say, I mean, think of Wink Estella with color. It's kind of like that, but it's definitely, I mean, I think you could color with it for sure, but if you colored too much, it would just cover it up. All right, so this is how it works. I take my, first of all, I pull off the backing. So like when this is done, okay, I will, if I am not doing a project right away where I'm going to use this, I toss it because I go through so many. But if I'm using a project where I'm going to use it right now, I will cut it up and I will use it. So it depends because I get a stack of them. And sometimes I just don't use them, but a lot of times I do. These are almost done. I do have a project that I will be using, so I will keep this. And then I pull this off and I will write mini or I will write regular, okay, on them. So here's my regular, so I know when I need to grab them. I have regular, here is mini. I probably just finished this one, so I kept it. So I'll just keep that one so that I can show you. And I will do all of them, but not right now. But I'll do this one for you. So what I do is I take tape. Oh, let me get my glasses on so I can see them. I got to be able to see the backings. I take tape and I just lay it over the back. I do it a little long. Okay. Make it a little longer so you can grab it. And then I do one right here. All right. So I use packaging tape. And then I burnish it, not super hard. I just burnish it enough to get a grab of the backings. Sometimes they just peel right off. Sometimes they're a little trickier. Then you're going to pull it off like this. This one's going to be trickier. I can tell. Oh, no, it's okay. But it might start pulling your dimensionals. So you can tell where you're missing your dimensional backing, right? So I just go back over a little bit and usually it will just pick it up, except this one is not there. Oh no, it's not. Okay, that's okay. So then I just keep pulling it off, and usually if I just do it slow and start pulling, okay, they all come off pretty good. This one is not going to come off right here. There we go. So they all came off except this one. All right. So I just be really careful and pull them off. Now this is completely sticky. I take my old backing off of another one of these and I put it on the best I can. I mean, it's still sticky right there because it's sticking out, but it also helps you kind of, you know, grab a spot to pull it. And then I fold it back and I will fold it and use this right here and start pulling off my pieces. This goes in the trash. Now I have seen people leave them on and then they use this and they pull this back and use it. And you don't have to use the backing, but I like using the backing better. Then you don't have a chance of these coming back off or, you know, this part picking up your dimensionals or whatever. I just throw that apart, throw that away. So once you get going, you'll start saving these. So like I said, I have like these right here that just came. And remember, you want the shiny side down right on your other side. So that way you have, see, I go through a lot. And I just start keeping these and I just put them in the back of my little tray that I keep my dimensionals in. And then when I go to do these, I have the backings right there. I just grab them and I just put them on. So it's super nice and convenient, especially if you're doing mass production, then your dimensionals are just ready to go and you don't, like with my hand, it's really hard to just pick all those off because I've been where I've done mass production and I just add the dimensionals, but then when I go to put them on, you're like, you know, and so it's nice if you can just put them on and stick it, you know, keep putting them on and sticking them on your project and you're done. So super simple. And I saw somebody do it a long time ago, never did it, never really thought anything of it. Then again, I saw somebody do it. You know how, you know, you learn things and then you learn them again. And I was like, you know what? I should just try that. And world of difference. I love it. And it's so much easier on my hand. So you're welcome, Stacy. Yeah. Whoever came up with that was brilliant. I think that was a great idea because it saves a lot of time. But especially if you're doing mass production, it works out really great. All right, everybody. So Wednesday is bingo. It starts at 5 o'clock. Don't forget to register if you'd like to participate. Thursday is going to be unboxing. I don't know what time. I will at least give you an hour notice. So be looking on my Facebook page for an announcement. Also, if you subscribe and you hit the notification bell on here, subscribing gives you a list on the side of who you're subscribed to. So if you like to go see their videos, you can go and subscribe, and then you can go, oh, I want to go see Marcie's video. And you can go and you'll see my videos there. My whole channel will pop up and you'll have access to whatever. If you hit notifications, that's going to notify you that I have a a video coming. Or it's getting ready, to go live soon, or that I just posted one that's recorded or whatever. So, anyway, so that's kind of the way that works. So you'll see that I posted that I'm going to be going live, and you'll be able to see what I'm going to do. And then that'll help you know that I'm going to be doing an unboxing with all the new goodies, including the online exclusives. So, I hope to see you Wednesday and Thursday. Make sure you say hi. Let's see, I missed meeting you. Oh, Julie. Yes. Next time, for sure. Make sure we will see each other. Are you going to show? Oh, I already read that. All right. I think that's it, everybody. If there's not any more questions, I'm just looking. I will see you Wednesday and Thursday. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.